So this is the Kobe Bryant film room, Hellafide Cap edition, right? And this is Hellafide Cap, right? And I think y'all will agree with me on this, right? So let's get into it.
You know what? Oh, I didn't go all with 10. My bad.
Oh, let me rewind it.
Any threat to LeBron just gets.
And that's no threat.
Yeah.
He ain't no threat. He ain't no threat. He done. He can't build no more bricks. He can't make no more bricks. I will Tim Duncan. Number 8. I got old Kobe falling in.
You see, that's what they do, right? And so this is a new tactic by the media and fans around the NBA is to move Tim Duncan in front of Kobe so that LeBron can eclipse Kobe by moving Kobe further back, right? It's a smart tactic, right? Because they're trying to insult our basketball intelligence. When we were watching the game back in the 2000s and 2010s, the discussion was between LeBron and Kobe, right? They even made puppets, which I'm going to make a video on the puppets too, showing you guys what was going on during that time. Because these people will lie to you because they're preying on you not remembering what the fuck was going on, right? And so, nobody, even back then growing up, I was talking to my homeboy about this last night, nobody had Tim Duncan over Kobe during that time. It was a ridiculous argument, right? The only time you could really say is like 2003, but after that, like after 2000, really after 2000, let's see, 05, maybe 07, but Tim Duncan was older by that time, right? He wasn't as, it was really turning into Tony Parker's team during that time. But let's continue.
What? Oh, I didn't go all with 10. My bad. He got to go down. Who's 9? The big old Kobe Bryant.
So I also want to ask you guys a question, right? We judge a basketball on we try to say how many moments somebody had. How many moments has a basketball player had? Just think about all the moments, because we measure greatness by those moments. Think about all the great moments and memories Kobe Bryant has and ask yourself, is there any player in NBA history who has greater moments? I'm talking about game moments than Kobe Bean Bryant. And how many players would you put him over him then? Right? So let's continue.
It was like the next thing to Michael Jordan. He's amazingly great. LeBron's even better, primarily because he's 2 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier. I mean,
LeBron's better because he's you hear this shit? LeBron's better because he's 2 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier. That does not make you a better basketball player, sir. Lamar Odom is not a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. All right? Anthony Randolph is not a better basketball player than Kobe Bryant. Does not make you a better basketball player, sir. He looks at size like, like it's a slave auction or some shit.
He's just a bigger player who has many of the same skills Kobe does. Kobe was better at making difficult shots than maybe anyone.
So this is what they try and throw in the air, right? They try to throw in the difficult shots thing as if that's all Kobe took was just difficult shots, right? Kobe had one of the highest IQs in basketball. He was also a phenomenal defender, right? Ball handler, and he was a good passer, right? But what they want, the memory to stick into your mind, is the last 3 years of his career. They want to etch that into your mind so that you could forget about the times where he was great and just focus on him just shooting difficult shots. He's Damian Lillard. You know, he's nothing but J.R. Smith, right? That's the memory that they want to leave you
Never
with.
lived right there with Jordan, but LeBron doesn't have to take difficult shots because he makes his whole team take easier shots, which is that.
Okay, so key in on that statement. He makes his team take easier shots. Did Russell Westbrook get easier shots? Now, I know this isn't the future, right? But guys don't. He does create opportunities, right? Because he's a better passer than Kobe, right? We can admit that he's more of a gifted passer than Kobe. right? Those guys who are in the corner spotting up for three, yes. LeBron has a phenomenal effect on that. That's the truth, right? But there's many aspects to basketball to making shots easier for teammates. For example, and I'll show footage of this. Kobe would often have 5 people around him. He would be double team, triple team. So the rest of the guys are cutting, they're wide open. So it allows them, if you look at Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, you look at all these players, right? Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, most of the players that he played with, they all had better seasons playing with Kobe Bryant. And when they left Kobe, they didn't really do that well, right? So that's making teammates better, but they want to act like he never made teammates better. They want to exclusively give that to LeBron.
Actually, a more valuable skill. Kobe was better than Duncan, maybe not as good as Shaq. There's no one in the argument with LeBron in this entire era. He spent more time as clearly.
There's no one in the argument with LeBron over this entire era, right? They want you to forget about Steph Curry, as if Steph Curry also doesn't have 4 championships, right? And see, that's what and do I think Steph Curry's better than LeBron? Right now, I'm going to say no. I'll still go with LeBron. But they're trying to act as if they're trying to use the same thing I can do for Tim Duncan is what they're doing for Steph Curry. It's the same exact shit. To try and put Steph Curry over LeBron, you would say no, LeBron's the better player, right? But they're trying to do the exact same shit to Kobe by using Duncan because Duncan won championships.
Player in the world than any player in my lifetime except Michael Jordan.
I like that you announced your caution about setting expectations. They're like, Kobe made one of the top 15 players of all time.
So top 15, one of the top 15.
And that's not crazy.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying he will be Kobe, but I'm not saying he's not going to be Kobe-ish.
I mean, when Kobe, Dwight, and Nash all...
So I want to say something about Malika Andrews, right? That guy right there, Matt Barnes, it was Kobe's teammate, right? He was in the locker room and he got to win championships with Kobe, right? Look at the disrespect.
Had injuries, though. They didn't win a playoff game.
Got to the playoffs, though.
But they didn't win a game. This Lakers team, the year 19, when he was averaging 22 on 37% shooting, Kobe did. The Lakers, they went 10 and 25 in the games that he played.
So, this is what you call misleading fact, right? Kobe Bryant was injured and fought his way, literally crawled. Well, not crawled, but he literally was carrying a team full of players who were injured, right, to the playoffs. He tore his Achilles and dragged them to the playoffs, right? He actually guaranteed we would make the playoffs, right?
And so I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Matt, but I'm not so sure I'd say, well, Kobe Bryant would have been the white horse to beat.
No, I'm not.
Malika, he was the white horse, right? Because he dragged that team to the playoffs. And he was one of the reasons we were down losing that game against the Warriors. And he was one of the reasons why we even went against San Antonio. We lose that game, it's over.
What I'm saying is Kobe would get in, like he would not let some of his
Getting
teammates
someone's
play
face and it doesn't turn into wins, then you're just getting in somebody's face.
The answer is Shaq, because they played in their prime together, and Shaq was the undisputed #1 player in the world when they were both in their primes.
So that's funny, because you would rather have prime Shaq over prime Kobe. But prime Shaq, Shaq wasn't winning before prime Kobe. So I just find that hilarious. Like, when you use the common denominator, Kobe's the common denominator between the championships, sir, for the Lakers. He was the common denominator. Now, Shaq went on to win in Miami, but it was Dwayne Wade's team. Dwayne Wade was the best player on the team when they won. And interesting enough, Dwayne Wade and Shaq played together in 2005, where Shaq was the man. They did not win, sir. They did not win till Dwayne Wade became the man and was the best player on the team. So Shaq needed 2 guards phenomenal play from the 2 guard position, better players than him to elevate him to postseason success. Yeah, he had the numbers, but Shaq did not have the postseason success. I believe Shaq was swept 4 times before he played with Kobe. And he had Penny Hardaway with him. Let's continue.
If you want to argue that Kobe was in his prime during the next 3 trips to the finals, 2 wins with Pau Gasol, or in between when he had that crazy 81-point game and everything.
So hold on. Let's go back.
Kobe was in his prime during the next 3 trips to the finals, 2 wins with Pau Gasol, or in between when he had that crazy 81-point game and everything. Okay, even that Kobe was not going to be compared favorably to.
So the numbers ain't enough for these guys, right? So they're lying when they say, look at the numbers. The numbers aren't enough for these guys. They're never going to put Kobe as the best player in the world, no matter what he does. If Kobe scores 81, he averaged 35, so what? If Kobe, they're never going to put Kobe in that light. He just said it. He won 2 championships after that. He's never going to put him in there.
He was never undisputed. He was never the undisputed champ. Like, that dude, undisputed best player in basketball. Because first there was Shaq, then he and Duncan were like neck and neck, and then came LeBron.
Kobe was widely considered either number 1 or number 2 by a lot of the coaches and players in the league during that time. Some players had Shaq, some coaches had Shaq, a lot of them had Kobe too. So they were considered the best number 1 and number 2 players in the league on the same team. So let's cut the bullshit.
Kobe was the best player, definitely, on 2 of the teams on which he played that won championships. LeBron has been the best player on every team he's ever played. By far, it's not close. If you want to look at their numbers, not just points per game, rebounds per game.
See, and that's what they do. They want to count numbers.
For their careers, assists per game, blocks per game, steals per game, LeBron. All the advanced metrics, LeBron, size and all that stuff. LeBron's bigger, stronger, better passer, all those kind of things. That all goes to LeBron. If you want to look at the playoff numbers, points, that would be Kobe, right? Wrong, LeBron. Rebounds, Kobe, no, LeBron. Assists, no, LeBron. Steals, LeBron. Blocks, LeBron. All the counting numbers say LeBron. All the advanced metrics say LeBron. The rings say Kobe, and the counter to the
So what they want to do, right, is they want to erase the championships Kobe won with Shaq. They want to act like Kobe just has 2 championships, right? They want to not count the other ones. Kobe couldn't help the fact that he was on the same team as Shaq, right? Kobe, matter of fact, wasn't even starting when Shaq was on the Lakers. Shaq did not win until Kobe became Kobe, right? So let's get that straight. So all this Shaq praise on, because he had Eddie Jones. I think the Lakers won 66 games. He had Eddie Jones. He had Nick Van Exel. But he had Kobe coming off the bench. But until Kobe got in that starting lineup and became a star, a superstar, Shaq did not win shit, right? But what they want to do is they want to ignore that part of it. They want to say, oh, well, we're not going to count the Shaq championships. There's no other player in NBA history where they ignore the team that they're on. Like with Magic, you don't just discredit Magic because he won with Kareem. He was drafted there. The hell you want him to do? You judge him based on his play, right? You judge Magic based on his play. And Kobe also showed the ability to win without Shaq, right? And he went to 3 straight NBA finals and won 2 of them. Did Shaq do that without Kobe?
And I just made statistically about LeBron. Well, of course, Kobe can't average the same number of points and rebounds and assists and steals and blocks and everything because he's playing with Shaq.
And also, if LeBron could do all this and he had a super team, he had clearly the best player in the world, they want to gloss over 2011. 2011 does count against you. You want to gloss over that. And you want to go straight to success. The success is he. And this is what they do, right? They focus on his successes but ignore his failures, right? You can't do that in basketball, right? So this is all sprinkles that they're doing, right? They're sprinkling on the career. They're just dropping sprinkles on his career. Instead of looking back and say, well, what if Kobe had Dwayne Wade? What if Kobe had Chris Bosh? Kobe just had Pau Gasol. When you measure it like this, right? What did Kobe have when he went back to back? And compare that to what LeBron had when he went back to back. Kobe did more with less, in my opinion.
Right. He was playing with Shaq, giving him a better chance to win those first 3 championships. You give LeBron someone like Shaq?
LeBron had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, sir. 2 players are greater than 1. Stop the bullshit.
So I know Kobe's got more rings, and Kobe's among the greatest players of all time.
And why does Kobe have more rings, sir? If LeBron was on a super team, right? 2 super teams. Cavaliers was a super team as well. They had another all-star, Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving. If LeBron was on 2 super teams, right? Why didn't he win 3 times in a row? Why didn't he three-peat? Not only why didn't he three-peat, why did they lose in 2011, sir? Why did they not get the job done? Because Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh performed pretty well.
But LeBron is the first non-big to ever challenge Michael Jordan. He ain't winning the challenge, but at least challenge Michael Jordan as greatest non-big who ever lived.
That's not
and
true.
This is the classic mistake.
If you go back and watch the games, there was many comparisons and many conversations on if Kobe was better than Mike. Charles Barkley on TNT had it. There was Mark Jackson was talking about it. There was conversations whether Kobe was challenging Mike as the greatest player ever.
Mistake people make that
I was there.
Kobe's the better closer. Yes, I would also rather have Kobe trying to score than LeBron trying to score at the end of the game.
Sure.
I agree with
See,
that.
okay, so closing is not just about, and these people do this, right? Closing isn't just about the last second shot. Closing is about, okay, if we're down 10 or if we're up 10, do you have the ability to close people out, step on their throats, right? Do you have the ability to play defense and shut down the other player's best player and lead those teams? I would say Kobe was better in those aspects than LeBron. And I would say that LeBron always needs a closer beside him. Not the fact that he's not good at closing, it's just the fact that he's not as great as Kobe at closing. He needs a Kyrie Irving. He needs a Dwayne Wade. Guys who'll take the ball and put it on their backs to win the game. And the proof is in the pudding. We have film on that, sir.
Although I'm not sure I'd rather have Kobe with the ball in his hands at the end of the game than LeBron, because LeBron might make a better basketball decision. They're both basketball geniuses. They're both among the all-time greats. Let's just assume Kobe's a better closer. That would matter. That would push Kobe past LeBron.
It's funny he mentions that because I think Kobe Bryant has he's tied with LeBron in buzzer beaters, and he as of today, and he's also has the most. He has, I think, 36 or 37 game winners all time. So he's the highest as far as the amount of game winners that he hit. He hit more than anybody in the history of the game. So it's funny he's bringing this shit up.
If it was that close, it's not that close. LeBron has achieved the level ahead of Kobe that being a better closer, that's one of the things that narrows the gap. If not for that, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But that doesn't do.
So in your heart of hearts, do you think LeBron's a better scorer than Kobe? I think somebody should have asked Max Kellerman that straight up. Is LeBron a better scorer than Kobe? I think you need to ask yourself that. Is he a better scorer than Kobe? I think it's ridiculous to even think he's a better scorer than Kobe. He doesn't even have the same mentality to score as Kobe. Kobe was relentless in attack mode all game.
Enough to put Kobe ahead of LeBron. That's one. LeBron is going to have to win at least 2 championships with the Lakers.
Now they're sitting here talking about LeBron passing Kobe on the Lakers.
best handful of players in basketball. If LeBron can do that.
See, and then here's the thing. LeBron fans wonder why people go so hard at LeBron. It's not because LeBron isn't great. It's because of shit like this. He's going to be a greater Laker than Kobe now, sir.
Especially if he stays #1 and wins a couple of championships. Lakers fans who are now Kobe fans are going to think, wait a minute, we can make the argument for this guy. And they will
Lakers fans, do you believe this shit?
give him the kind of love that Kobe now receives.
So he thinks, so this nigga thinks that LeBron winning 2 championships is going to give him the same love Kobe got. That Kobe has in LA? He's out his fucking mind. Bro, these media people are terrible. They don't care about the truth. They only care about propaganda. Right? They only care about propaganda. Nothing else. Selling you, they want to sell you LeBron merchandise. They want to sell tickets. They want to sell ESPN talking points because they know that LeBron has a huge fan base. But this is not a shot at LeBron. This is the ridiculousness that these guys have done to basketball. Making basketball about one man. Right?
Working against Kobe, and Kobe overcame it and won championships. LeBron can't eclipse
If LeBron remains the best player in the game, wins a couple more, and puts himself in the kind of argument against Jordan where people in LA can credibly make the claim that replaced Michael Jordan. He replaced Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time.
He literally thinks people in LA will just bow down to LeBron, bro. Like, listen to this shit, bro. This is disgusting. These guys think people supposed to just bow down. When we seen Kobe.
He will get Kobe level up.
Is Kawhi actually a better player under pressure than the great Kobe Bean Bryant?
Yes, he is.
And okay, look at Stephen A. Smith. Yo, but look, you see the level of they'll put anybody over Kobe. They'll put Molly over Kobe. If Molly had a Lakers jersey on, they would put Molly over Kobe.
No one had more heart than Kobe. Like, Kobe's not scared of anything. But because Kobe was the best bad shot maker who ever lived.
Do you see how he did that? The best bad shot, not the best good shot maker, not the best shot maker who ever lived. The best bad shot maker. Like, all Kobe did was just take bad shots. Kobe had his time in his career where he took questionable shots. I was there. And sometimes you would say, Kobe, man, why you take that? But that shows how talented he was. He felt like he could shoot over anybody. And I'm going to get into that because I'm going to show you some clips of why he had the right to believe that shit.
Take a lot of bad shots under pressure because he knew he could make them. But just look at how often he made them compared to what Kawhi is doing. Kawhi takes higher percentage shots.
Kawhi doesn't play basketball games, sir. Kawhi is going to have a hard time really pushing himself up the all-time list because of his inability to play basketball games. This is ridiculous.
And makes them more often under pressure than Kobe Bryant did. I'm not making it up. When you try to deride the statistics, I know you're both going to just assert that I'm wrong.
And here we go with the statistics. So, did you watch the game, sir? Did you watch Kobe in his prime? How the fuck could you compare Kawhi Leonard to Kobe in his prime if you watched both of them? A 20-year sample size, right? You're going to reduce it. It's just stupid shit, bro.
But when you say, oh, just can't look at the numbers, you understand statistics are records of events. When they say in late and close games...
Statistics are records of events, but have to be taken in context and based on what you see. You don't just sprout off a whole fucking stat line on paper and sit there and then try and argue it. It has to make sense. You have to compare people in situations, right? You just don't read off a stat line. This is dumb shit. This is basic basketball, bro. Some things cannot be measured off statistics.
Kobe Bryant shot inefficiently. This team got less efficient.
So that's a lie.
Those numbers.
So how the fuck can a man not be efficient and win 2 straight championships, sir? Kobe was never seen as this just inefficient ball jacker until later on. Kobe was always around 46% for his career until the last couple of years. He wasn't inefficient. Did he shoot 50%? No, he shot more jump shots. He shot more long ball shots, more 3 balls than anybody else during that time in that era. Everybody shot a lower percentage. Kobe Bryant was above league average during the time he played. You can't compare him to another nigga in another era who shoots higher percentage.
Are records of events that occurred. We can go back and watch the video and you will see they all occurred. Kawhi Leonard under pressure ain't missing. So under pressure, yes.
Kawhi Leonard's a phenomenal shot maker, right? But how many of those pressure situations has he actually been in compared to Kobe Bryant? Since he wants to read off stats. That's a good question for you.
Why is better than Kobe was? We Kawhi Leonard have to carry the load that Kobe had to.
But see, okay, so he wants to give Kawhi credit for that Finals MVP that he won. But Kawhi wasn't even the best player on the floor. And he had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker with him. But he discredits, in the same breath, he'll discredit Kobe for having Shaq. And see, this is the type of nonsensical bullshit that kids are left with, right? And this is going to be the end of part 1 of Hellafide Cap, episode 5.